the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Just grab my hand from heaven sent. With me tonight, I run away. We'll never forget the past, but what counts is our brand new start. Even if it hurts me or I get scared, just come take this risk now. We'll be prepared. I run away. I run away. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Keep your secrets there, hide them everywhere. Just you and I run away.
Got a premonition, I'm dreaming you and I. All my darkest fears are coming outside. We got a billion races, we got this melody. And you can trust me, baby, we got everything. Call me whenever you feel alone, babe. And when you need to cry, I'll be by your side. Call me whenever you need someone, babe. And when you need to escape from 1,000 fires, I'm gonna kiss you wherever you are. And I'm gonna miss you, I will never lie. Call me whenever you need someone, babe. We're running in the jungle of love. Jungle of love.
Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday so far. I'm going in the music here, but I appreciate everybody being here. If you're here so far, I'm super excited about today. One of many reasons is because obviously the showcase is returning finally after taking such a long break, several months after basically the end of Mixer. I think I did one interview after Mixer pretty much announced that we're done since then, but it's probably at least been 8 months since the last time I've done a showcase. So I expect things to be a little rusty, but I'm still super excited to bring the show back because it meant a lot to me while I was streaming on Mixer, to interview so many wonderful people on the platform and talk about their journeys and learning about themselves, learning about them and why they continue to do or create content for everybody on different platforms. So it should be a lot of fun, like I said, and I hope we can have or hope provide you like just wonderful entertainment overall. So just to give you a little bit of background, if no one has ever been here before or never seen the showcase, I started the showcase back in September of 2019. I started just interviewing, just close friends. I just really thought of it as an idea to really get to know them on a personal level, learn why they got into content creation, and then we started to go into, we started talking about like tips, to help people because we had people ask questions like, why do you do this, or how do you do this, or how do you do that. So that developed into just helping to teach people how to create content or which way to go about it, and maybe learn from our mistakes, and just build off each other, just bounce ideas off each other. So I did several shows like that. I may have did like 10 shows for the first several months. Took a break in between that, kind of like I had like a season break, and started season 2 back in January 2020, and that's where we were interviewing another set of group as well. Um, and it just developed into an even bigger show. The shows were getting longer and longer because I was just asking, trying to ask really good questions to interviewees and try to figure out, a little bit about their personal life and whatnot. So I would like to keep the interviews pretty close to an hour and a half max. So hopefully we don't go over that. If we do, it's no biggie to me. Hopefully we can still at least entertain you, and if anybody misses it, I will try to do my best to put these videos on YouTube. That way, if you ever miss a segment or a question or whatever, or if you just want to watch it again, for E and his community, it'll be back. It'll be uploaded to YouTube as soon as possible. But yeah, I'm super excited about the show. I've already got a few guests lined up for the show. So hopefully this would be a great season, quote unquote season. I'm not really calling it seasons, but it's just the way it kind of turns out. Just because of my own personal breaks. But of course, the first guest of today's show, or this season, I should say, is going to be EToInteract. So I'm super excited to have him here. Yo, Will, thank you so much for the host. Also, that kind of brings me up to that as well. I'm sure there would be stuff going on in the chat. We'll try to answer. If you have any questions for E or myself, feel free to ask them in chat, and we'll try to take a pause in between questions to answer any questions y'all have for him or for myself or whatever. I do want to interact with chat. I want this to be as interactive as possible. But I may just mute the alerts. That way they're just not interrupting, either of us. And we'll try to, keep the questions flowing and the interview flowing. So I appreciate it. Like I said, I appreciate y'all being here if you're here in the chat or not. If you're just lurking, I need to grab my notepad. So I dropped it. Thank you, Eve. Appreciate that. Let's go. Why is it still it should be fine. It probably didn't pop up, but it may just make sure I pull up my notepad, my trusty notepad here. But yeah, I mean these are the show was created to just share their content, and showcase their communities, and I want to talk about their experiences, the good and the bad, and give opportunities to friends or fans to ask questions about their journey. See, everything's set up. It looks like. Without further ado, there he is.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
I'm here with my amazing cat painting in the background that everyone loves to point out.
It is amazing. I got to say, it is very amazing. Is that what like your most asked question? Like, what is that, or what's in the background?
It's normally whenever new people pop into the stream, they're just like, "Oh my god, is that a painting of a cat?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I finger painted that."
How long have you had that painting?
Since Thanksgiving, this past
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
That's not too bad. That's not too
Yeah.
bad. So it's fairly new. Is there, and what else is next to it?
Oh, that is a painting my wife did. Let me try to
Yeah.
show. That's a painting of her dog Marvin that she finger painted. As you can tell, I obviously have the art skills compared to her.
Obviously.
Obviously.
There's no comparison.
Oh, none whatsoever. I like to call mine the cow in the field.
Has she titled hers yet?
She hasn't. I think she just calls it the Marvin
The
painting.
Marvin. You can just call it the Marvin. The Marvin sounds pretty good. Nice.
Yeah, the Marvin.
That's
It's
awesome.
like the Mona Lisa has a name.
Awesome, brother. Well, I'm super excited to have you here, brother. As always, I appreciate you coming forward and wanting to be a part of the show. So it means a lot to me. It really does. Like I was telling everybody else, it may be a little rough just trying to get through getting through the process again because it's been so long since I've done this. But sure. I hope to have a lot of fun with it for sure. So to start off everything off, can you, of course, announce yourselves? What do people call you? What do you want people to call you? And how did you get into the streaming world?
Yeah, for sure. I guess Let me start off. I'm EToInteract. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I don't normally have my hands up in the air. I normally have them on mouse and keyboard. So I don't know what to do with my hands now that they're free.
Like, you have
I feel
hands?
like Will Ferrell. Yeah. So I guess a little bit about me. I'm a variety streamer. You'll pretty much find anything. People love it when I get scared in video games. So horror is a big draw for the channel. I'll also do like Souls-like games. Like I got affiliated playing Bloodborne. It was actually one of our Ascension mates, Juicy Absolute, who helped push me to get to affiliate. Um, let's see, we'll also do survival crafting games. We'll do JRPGs, pretty much anything that I feel like the community is going to enjoy. I got into streaming last year. I just got laid off from my jobs because of everything that was going on. And I kind of was just sitting around home. And it wasn't until some of my friends that I was playing games with was like, why don't you just stream this? I was like, there's only going to be like one person who's going to watch, and it's going to be my mom. And I wasn't wrong for like the first month of streaming. It was legitimately my mother was popping in to be like, hi, Buggy, love you. And then she would hop off. But yeah, that's how I got into streaming. Was I was just lonely. It was a hobby. It was an outlet. Then I noticed, oh crap, some of these people who are coming in aren't people I know in real life. And it just slowly got up to where we're at now with 270 followers.
That's awesome, dude. Awesome. Was there anybody like you had first started off, like maybe some content creators that you watched before, like, hey, maybe I can get into that, or maybe somebody you relied on questions for?
So hopping in, originally I just had one friend who did on and off streaming. And he was my best man at my wedding, one of my best friends. We'll just call him D-Bird because I don't know if he wants to be thrown out his real name. But he did some on and off streaming. So I asked him some questions like, oh, what software do you use? Um, do you use Streamlabs? Do you use Stream Labels? So I had all these different questions. And eventually it got to the point where I was in my, I guess we can call it the streaming career, that I had surpassed him. And he was just like, dude, I have no idea what to do for you. I've never even gotten to affiliate. So then I was on my own. I started doing like YouTube stuff, like I'm trying to think of the one gentleman who does like a lot of streaming tips. He has like bleach blonde hair.
Oh, now you got me getting his name too. I know you're Harris Heller, that guy.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Well, that's one of many for sure. He's one of the more popular,
like thousands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's one of the more famous ones for sure.
So, Alpha Gaming, that's who I was looking into, or one of them. So there was all these different people that would hop in and be like, okay, how are these people doing it? And then I would try that out. And then it got to the point where it was like, okay, now I'm making these streamer, or I have no idea how I just fudged up my own sentence in my own head there. But then I started making friends through streaming. There we go.
Yeah.
And I would watch their stuff and I'd be like, oh, I like how they do this. So then I would ask them questions, and I have never gotten a rude response about it. Like, normally in my head, I thought streamers would be like, no, this is how I do it. You can never know it. And they're just like, bro, please take this information. Somebody needs to know this.
Exactly. Well, that's good. I'm glad you have nothing but really good experiences with people sharing their knowledge, because I'm pretty sure I felt the same way about people. Like, is it okay? Is it kind of rude to ask them how they do it, or if they would be, apprehensive about, giving up that information? Believe me, I definitely went through that. And there were some people that actually were kind of like, I don't really want you like copying me, but you can still imitate their style. You just don't have to do exactly what they do.
Exactly. And I kind of did like Juicy Absolute, and I kind of did a little take and share. Because he likes to open up his streams with the just chatting. He'll spend like 20-30 minutes of just being with his community. And then I realized, oh, I'm not really doing that on my streams. I'm not really building a community. I just kind of like go from start screen to game and I'm in it.
Yeah.
So I took that from him. But in all fairness, he took my punishment wheel. So it was 50-50.
That's all right. Like I said, I mean, as long as you're making, as long as you can copy somebody's style, but just make it your own. Don't be exactly the same as somebody else for sure.
Exactly.
That's awesome, brother. Um, so you've been streaming since you said November, October?
April of last year. So
Okay,
we're
okay,
coming
okay,
up to our 1 year anniversary here soon.
okay. And it's all been on Twitch. Have you ever tried any other platforms besides that?
I actually did. I did attempt Mixer
Okay.
before it shut down. Like I dabbled in the water. I tried 2 streams, but I only had like one person who popped into my chat, gave me one follow, and that was it. Um, I did try Facebook gaming, but I stopped Facebook gaming the moment that some I don't know if it was a bot account or what it was, but their photo was a of an old lady. We're talking like 70 to 80 years old, and they go, shut down EToInteract. This chant or this Facebook page shouldn't be a thing. And I'm like, lady, who are you? Why are you yelling at me? I'm literally just playing Outlast on Facebook. Please stop screaming at me. And then she started like putting in like some obscenities, and I was like, I don't know how to
Whoa.
block people on this. And that's just when I stopped streaming on Facebook and went to Twitch.
Yeah, I really don't know much about Facebook either. That's kind of funny though.
Yeah, like
You would
I
get
was
that
so
one person.
confused. Like, I'm just playing a video game. Because she was saying stuff like, Eat Interact is lying. I was like, lying about what? I'm playing a game. I screamed.
Oh
So
my god.
I feel like every streaming platform is definitely its own world.
It sounds like it. I've only been on Mixer and Twitch so far, but that sounds
I
kind
don't
of
know how
silly.
Jordy does it.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. I have no idea. It seems like, and this is one of the reasons I didn't want to go to Facebook. Like, I feel like you're going to come across a lot of those people who don't understand streaming at all, don't know what it is or why people do it. Because I have a lot of friends, it's like, do you really have people just come in here and drop you money? I'm like, it's not really about the money. It's really just about the interaction and talking to people from all over the world. Like, that's what gets me going. That's why I want to keep doing this kind of stuff. If it wasn't for having some kind of audience and just people would come popping in and saying hello and just hanging out, I probably wouldn't do it. Like, or if it was just all about money, just say if you had to pay for each line you had to put in chat, I mean that would be kind of silly too. But it's just about having friends. I really enjoyed gaming since the beginning, and sharing that experience with other people is just a lot of fun to me. You know, that's why I do it.
Oh no, I'm 110% on board with that. The way that I like to look at it is imagine you're sitting on a couch in a house party. You just happen to be turning on the game,
Hmm.
and there's just people that are just kind of coming into the room, sitting down, they're chatting with you. It's almost kind of the same thing. It's just a little different when someone's like coming into the room and they're like, here's $1, have fun. Like, I always feel guilty if people happen to give me money.
Yeah,
Like, don't get me wrong, it always goes to bettering the stream, but at the same time, it's just like you don't have to spend this money on me. I would prefer to get to know the people in my community first.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just mean your friendship and companionship means more than anything. To be honest, like they don't really. I mean, right now being out of work kind of helps to have money, but it's not all about the money.
Right.
So I totally understand that for sure. Um, since you've been streaming, you've almost been doing this about a year. Or just content creation in general. Do you ever feel like it interferes with your personal life?
It's gotten there a few times. Like when I did first start streaming, I guess I can kind of say I was lucky with the fact that my wife was deployed. She's in the military. She was in Afghanistan at the time. And because of COVID-19, they had to extend her being in Afghanistan for an additional 3 months. And in April, she was supposed to come home like right before my birthday because my birthday's at the end of the month. So I'm sitting there jobless, and like that's how I was able to get away with streaming as much as I did. But now it's just more like she understands that I stream. She understands that this is a nightly thing, but I also have to kind of like set boundaries with streaming in the personal life. Like it has to be within this set time limit. And before it, I have to make sure I do this. After it, I have to make sure I do this. So working around now, having a job again, and having a spouse back in the picture again, um, it's definitely something I had to rework. So I've taken like an additional day or two off just to make sure that I'm like, okay, this day is making sure that I'm caught up on all my house chores that need to be done. This day is date night with the wife.
Mhm.
This day is make sure, like, if I'm doing substitute teaching online, I'm getting caught up on grading so I don't have to worry about doing it during my downtime actually subbing.
Yeah.
So it has kind of bled its way into, I guess, my real world, but at the same time, I'm not letting it control my real world.
Awesome. I think it's a really it's like a struggle in the beginning trying to find
Oh
that
yeah.
balance between life and streaming and stuff like that because a lot of people just dive in, and just don't realize that they're neglecting other stuff in their own personal life. Streaming can be fun. Believe me, it was like super addictive when I first started because
Oh yeah.
I remember I had started when I was working in like an 8-hour shift a few years ago, and I was streaming from like I would get off of work at 10 p.m. You know, hopefully get home on time, and try to do stuff around the house, and then immediately get on at 11 p.m. and probably stay on till like 6 or 7 in the morning. Like it was like crazy hours, but it was because I was having fun. Like I was just constantly meeting people on Mixer, and I would do it like 5 days a week, and I wouldn't give myself hardly any time off. Of course, that started to bleed into my personal life. So then my wife had to check me, like, hey, you need to take some days off. I know you're having fun. This is a passion of yours, but you need to understand that you're neglecting stuff, and you need to get back to the real world for a little bit. So then I started to understand. It took some time, but we finally got it straight. It seems like now, I right now I've only been streaming while she's at work. Like I don't try to use any of the personal time, when she's out of work to stream at all. Make sure there's that balance for real life stuff.
If it makes you feel better, my wife had to do the reality check with me too.
It happens. Like I said, you have fun with it. You
You
don't
do.
really think about this stuff outside life because gaming is just can be so immersive, and then you put streaming on top of that where you're building a community. You put everything to the side for a minute. But,
And one thing that you kind of did say that I kind of want to bring up momentarily, because
yeah,
it's something I have noticed with some of the smaller streamers that I've rated before to kind of give them the little boost in the right direction. Um, the one thing I've noticed is some of these streamers will definitely go like straight, pardon the idiom, balls to the wall about streaming. Like that becomes their life focus there for a minute. And don't
yeah,
get me wrong, like while starting off is amazing, you definitely get that dopamine in your brain that's just like, this is cool. I'm meeting new people. I'm having fun with games. This is a win win. But then you kind of realize that there's definitely going to be downs with streaming as well that I don't think people talk about.
yeah,
Like with streaming, uh, it's a head game. It's a big time head game. And I think not a lot of people like to talk to smaller streamers about how streaming definitely gets into your head and it kind of can give you your ups or it can really bring you down.
yeah,
Because whenever you talk to any streamer out there, they're like, oh, yeah, definitely give streaming a try. I'll pop in and give you like a few views if I can. But no one talks about like, hey, if you're going to stream, just know it's gonna be rough at the beginning, and even if after the beginning it still gets rough.
exactly, exactly. I've been through that. I mean, I've been pretty fortunate, like to have my community from Mixer come over to here, but a lot of them didn't. Like I want to say I had almost 5,000 followers on Mixer. I don't have 5,000 followers on Twitch. When I first started on Twitch, it was I probably got a few hundred, which is still good. I'm not gonna say it was
Right.
bad, but but not a lot of the community did come over. I didn't have the same community over here. I would say maybe like 5% of the community that I had on Mixer came over. Which is way more fortunate than like I said. You've been at 200,
270
yeah.
now.
Um, it's been a struggle. Like it's as blessed as I've been, to have over 1,000 followers now. It definitely took a lot of work, and a lot of people don't need to understand that it's so much work behind the scenes. It's not just sitting there and playing games all the time. That's the easy part. That's what I tell people all the
Yes.
time. You have to do so much outside of streaming to build your community. Especially now, it seems to become almost a fad for a lot of people. They think it's easy just to build a community, and people can make really good, careers out of it. You know,
Mhm.
you can make a lot of money off of content creation, but it's just so much work you have to put in for it. Uh,
'Cause look, I'm trying to think of how to, like, put this because it makes sense in my head, like people see just the stream part. They see, oh, this person's playing the game. Maybe they have like a webcam in the corner. They'll have an alert pop up. That looks pretty easy. But what they don't notice is that streamer probably spent hours on YouTube trying to understand, okay, how do I get these alerts right? How do I make this my sound alerts sound good? How do I make sure I don't look pixelated in the corner? How do I make sure my stream looks smooth? Like it's a lot of the behind the scenes stuff because the behind the scenes stuff is stressful. The stuff you're seeing is the fun part. And
mhm,
that's what makes streaming look fun. And
exactly.
not saying that nobody should try to get into streaming and try to make it sound like, oh, it's stressful. It's just a different headspace that people just don't realize how it really is. Like I've met some streamers who I could definitely tell that it was getting to them that they weren't getting their normal consistent views. Like they might have had like 15 to 20 average viewers, but like maybe for a week or two they were just getting like 5 to 10 viewers. It might have been the game, it might have just been what was happening to their community at the time. You never know, but you can definitely tell it takes a strain. Like this past week has not been good for views for me. I have definitely just been in the nines and tens
Mhm.
when I've been averaging about 15, but it comes and goes, and I know it's going to come and go. But new people who are getting into that don't know that it's just going to come and go.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, yeah, there's been lots of ups and downs for me as well. You know, it's just fun. It's hard to find that consistency for myself because I don't want to stream. Like I said, when my wife's here at the house, I'd rather just wait until she's off to work. But now just trying to find work and doing stuff outside the house, it's hard for me to find that balance. But I want it to be a part of my life because I do have so much passion and fun for it. So it's just one of those things you have to constantly to battle with all the time.
Exactly. Like you have to wait until your wife goes to work. For me, it's like uh I wake up at 5 in the morning, check the emails, see if I got a sub position, get into my office. Like I know it's like just off camera, but I actually have like on my window blinds here, I have hung up like collared shirts and ties. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna go with this thing today. The bottom half, I'm wearing like pajamas with kittens shooting lasers out their eyes. No joke. So it's like this weird mix max of like bottom half wants to go to Walmart, top half is ready to go to Target. Um, so I might have to sit in on like a class for a day and then after that, go out into the kitchen, make sure that the dishes are done because my wife, she's currently going through a program here in Texas
Mhm.
where she's going to become a physician's assistant through the military. So
Nice.
she pretty much has to wake up same time as me, get to her classes, do her homework, finish essays, study for her next test because it seems like every other day she has a test. So I'm the guy who's in charge of the house. Then after I'm done with the house stuff, make dinner, then after dinner, stream.
Yeah.
Then after stream, clean up what happened because of dinner in the kitchen, make sure that the animals are fed, dog went out and everything, bed, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I think that's the one thing a lot of new streamers also don't realize is you have to set time for yourself because sure with what happened with the lockdown and COVID and whatnot, people definitely did have more than enough time to do the streaming, but now that we're trying to slowly get back to how things kind of were, which I know is never going to be the exact same ever again, but we're at least trying to get back to that mentality. Works are starting to open back up. People are getting jobs again. You're definitely going to be seeing a lot of switching happening in the streaming world.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, I feel like I just wanna sit down in a classroom full of, like, new streamers or people that just got into their head, "Oh, I wanna stream," and just, like, shake them gently and be like, "Listen here." I wish I coulda done that with myself too, because I
Yeah.
hate to say, there have been days where, like, I was getting low numbers. Nobody was following me for weeks, and I was just like, "Is it me?" I'm like huddled up in a ball with my cat resting on top of me. Like, why do people hate me? But yeah, so
It's just finding
I,
that audience. To be honest,
it
that's
is.
it's really just about finding the audience and that one particular game that can put you over the top and get you some kind of exposure for sure. You know, it's tough. It really is. It really is tough. Because believe me,
Yeah.
I find my audience with FIFA, and I've expressed this to multiple people. I'm sure you've heard this before. I hate the game, fucking hate it. But the community
Oh,
is so
really? When
awesome.
you're
I just meet
screaming at it, I
so
thought you
many
loved it.
people. Yeah, there's just so many people that come through, and and they get it because they understand that the game could be super frustrating all the time.
Mhm.
So they can kind of get and they can at least sympathize, with my rage for the most of the time. So they understand, and we can rage together. That's our bonding moment. Like we can just both bitch about the game at the same time. The Dilla rage is real. It really
Yes,
is.
the Dilla Rage is definitely real, especially with the juicy head floating up
Hmm.
with the Dilla Rage. But can we also talk about being angry on stream? Because that's something I wanted to talk about because that's
Yes,
happened to me
of course,
before.
of course. Go ahead. Let's talk about anger.
Yes, let's talk about being angry on stream. First off, I just want to say it's definitely a human emotion. Second, don't let chat and or the game really get to you
Yeah.
because it can make or break how people see you. Like with you, people know FIFA. People know it's annoying. People know the mechanics. The people that are coming to watch FIFA know FIFA
Hmm.
for sure. But if you're having somebody new coming to watch you, like me when I was playing Sekiro and got raided with a party of 5 people, and they just see me red in the face, I'm pretty sure I had like veins and like tears in my eyes, just like ready to punch my monitor. People dip.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to say if you're a new streamer and you are playing a game that's going to make you mad, find outlets.
Yeah.
Like I know if you're a new streamer, you're not going to have channel points right away, but I found that if you're playing a stressful game, channel points definitely are a way to be a good distraction. Like
Yes.
if I see a streamer who's getting mad and they have like a stretch redemption, I'll often make them stretch. And oftentimes they'll just be like, "Why was I mad? I made you do something different for a second. It was a good distraction."
It is. That's why I have the push-ups there too. The push-ups and the squats. They always come in handy. I need to do push-ups. But you kind of do. You feel like that stress leaving your body as you're doing some kind of exercise.
You do.
Yeah.
And I think it's the fact that you're getting away from that environment of, oh, this is making me angry for like 2 seconds. And then once you get back to it, it's like your head resets.
Yeah. Exactly.
So if anything's a takeaway from this, find a way to just reset your brain for like 2 seconds. If you're getting mad, I don't know, do a squat or two,
Yeah.
do something silly and goofy, then get back to it. Because EToInteract didn't do that with Sekiro. He just got more mad to the point he almost broke a $60 controller
Yeah.
and just rage quit the stream.
Yep. It happens to the best of us, believe me. It always does. I've heard that game is difficult too. Is
It actually made me drink heavily after that stream. That's not even a joke. Like I popped open a thing of bourbon and just drank like a quart of it to the point I felt happy again.
drink water. Juicy says drink
Yes.
water.
Well, why not drink juice, Juicy? God.
Drink yourself.
By the way, answer the question. What are you? Are you strawberry? Are you orange juice?
What kind of juice are we talking about? I am a soul. Soul
Okay,
juice.
so he's an Estes flask. Got it.
Now we know. We've exposed him.
We've exposed him. He's Sunny D. Let's be real. He's Sunny D.
Let me ask you this, because we talked
Yes.
about the personal life. What do your friends / family outside of gaming or streaming think of the idea of you doing this kind of stuff?
So I've actually had really mixed responses about it, and most of it positive, the rest of it more confused. So, like when my parents, I kind of told them, "Oh, I'm doing this as a hobby until I can get a job." My dad was just like, okay, whatever, I don't care. But my mom was like the first supporter of the channel. She would try to pop in whenever she could.
That's awesome.
My older brother, he was surprisingly on board with it. He's 19 years older than I am.
Oh wow.
I thought, oh, he
That's
just
a
wouldn't care.
huge age difference.
Yes, definitely big age difference between him and I. But he
Wow.
was just like, all right, cool, that's awesome. And like friends of mine, they were very supportive, but some of them were supportive in the way that they just made an account, followed, that was it.
Yeah.
Um, but I also had like a cousin who was just like, bro, you're almost 30. Cause at the point I was 29 years old.
Mhm.
Why the heck are you doing this? I was like, I don't know, man. I'm just doing this to waste time. It almost got to the point where he was just like, what's this idiot doing? I'm trying not to
Yeah.
swear
Yeah.
because knowing him, he would have said something entirely different. But yeah, so it's definitely been a mixed bag. And some of my family now is just like, oh, this is our cousin Nick. He occasionally streams. I was like, okay, thanks for the random plug-in. I'm still just me.
Still a human being.
Exactly.
That's funny. Like that's what I went into the idea of streaming thinking that I would have those friends. Like I have a lot of friends that play games. I have a lot of family that play games. But I went into it as like, oh man, they're all gonna drop follows, they're all gonna love me, they're all gonna come by and watch me. No. I got like 1% of my family and friends that actually like Viv, was one of the huge supporters. And when I started on Mixer, she fell in love with it instantly. And a few of my nephews and like younger nephews and nieces and stuff like that have come through and hung out with me. But yeah, I was expecting everybody like, oh, I'm gonna have all my friends come and watch. Even the set of friends that I always played with, like I had a huge PUBG like group that I had going. Maybe like one or two actually came. That's one of the things I would tell people is like, hey, don't expect all your friends and family to stop by and hang out with you unless they already know about streaming it and maybe they already support other people. But people that don't understand it, they're not going to come by. Just don't put that in your head. Don't get excited when you tell them to come drop follows for you because it's not going to happen. Unfortunately, it sucks, but
oh, not at all.
Yeah,
I remember starting off on Twitch. I would like post on Facebook, and it got to the point where actually it was the same cousin who was kind of like meh about me streaming had to like DM me to be like, dude, I had to mute you. I'm tired of you promoting yourself.
Oh my
So I was
God.
like, oh, thanks. So you're just gonna get people who just aren't willing to go to a different platform.
Yeah.
You just got some people who are just like, the most they'll go out of their way is they'll create an account, give a follow, then they're never going to watch stream.
Yep.
So don't expect, like, if you have a Facebook, you have 300 friends on Facebook, expect maybe like 10 of them to actually give you a follow and maybe watch.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
And I think that's another thing that gets into your head game too is, okay, I already have like the social network and people are definitely going to follow. I'm going to get to affiliate like that. No, no, that's not how life's going to work.
Yep. It was a tough pill to swallow, believe me, because I reached out to people on Facebook and DM like, hey, have you heard about Twitch? Trying to plug myself in there. Like, if you do, drop me a follow if you can and come by and hang out. And yeah, it was hard. It was hard. I mean, but you gotta understand, people have other stuff in their lives. They have other priorities. You're not their priority. So I mean, you'll have the real ones, like I said, like the few that actually will come by and hang out with you. But yeah, it's one of the things you have to learn for yourself. But
yeah, like don't expect grandma to create a Twitch account to go give you a follow. Like she can barely understand Facebook. Just poke her on Facebook if they still have that on Facebook.
Yeah, I had to create my mom an account. I had to help her with that. But every once in a while she'll come by. She'll surprise me, like your mom, like in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
She was one of the ones that would support me. But yeah, a lot of people just like outside of gaming don't understand it. They don't understand why people do it. But I try to explain to people like it is a form of entertainment. It's the same as just watching TV, But you're just watching somebody, and whatever game or whatever they're doing on the stream is your entertainment. And you can actually interact with them. It's like watching a sports game, but you could talk to the sportscasters about the game themselves. So imagine if you could do that. That'd be pretty cool. Like when I do the FIFA tournaments, it's awesome like to watch the game with y'all and we can kind of break down what's going on and talk about it in game while it's happening. Just imagine if you could do that with the regular TV. So
exactly. It's
What
I guess it's kind of like going back to like the house party thing I said
yeah,
earlier. It's like you're sitting in a room, people are coming in and they're communicating with
yeah,
you. And I think that's just what some people don't get. Like
yeah.
in their head, when they think, oh, you play video games online, maybe they might think of, try to think some big names out there, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, Markiplier, when
Ninja
really it's
or
just like
yeah,
Ninja.
yeah.
They're thinking of all the people that they've probably heard their nieces and nephews say like a million times and maybe got a
Mhm.
shirt from them for Christmas for.
Yeah.
And they just don't realize that, sure, part of streaming is you might have to be loud, you might have to be vibrant, you might have to really put yourself out there. But what they're really not getting is, oh, this person is literally trying to start a community. Essentially, it's like a business for themselves where they're tr- not essentially trying to get money, but just trying to get themselves out there to get this community to go from itty bitty to a little bit bigger. It's kind of like, I guess, Goldilocks and the Three Bears kind of at this point. Oh, this streaming platform's too cold. I can't get anything on. This one's too hot because some old middle aged lady screaming at me.
Way too hot. Yeah, it is. You have to find, what platform works best for you for sure. It's a lot of that, believe me. But yeah, man. I mean, it really is just really funny how that kind of stuff, like your family and friends, kind of think about that stuff because everybody's all over the spectrum, and a lot of people just don't understand what's going on. They really have no idea what you do. So it is what it is. It really is. Now we've talked about that. I know you currently live in Texas, so we'll talk about this. What What do you think is the best thing about living in Texas?
Ooh. So far, I would say the best thing about Texas is Texas actually knows how to do barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just throw that out there. Texas definitely knows how to do barbecue. Texas also knows how to do Mexican food.
Mm-hmm.
And Texas also apparently doesn't play around with their drinks either. Very, very, very stiff drinks.
That's awesome. Hey, we love our food and we love our alcohol.
Oh, tell me about it. Like so far, I've lived in Indiana, I've lived in Michigan, I've lived in South Carolina, now Texas. Uh, but yeah, Texas is kind of like its own little area. And let me just say, the drivers here are super aggressive for no
Very,
reason.
very
Like, I
aggressive.
feel like if I want to change lanes, it takes me like an hour to change lanes because no one will let you. And it's
Mm.
not because they're trying to be rude or anything. It's just they don't want to let you over.
Yeah, they will go out of their way to make sure you can't.
Big time.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to force it. You have to force, especially I know because we live in San Antonio, but it's very aggressive. Same way in Austin and Houston, they're all just really bad. I mean, for the most, if you go out on the outskirts, everybody's really friendly. You don't really have that issue here where I live out away from the big city, but it just depends where you're at. Yeah, the big city, everybody's just driving fast, and you have to get everywhere in a hurry. So they're not going to
Yes.
slow down for you. They're not going to speed up for you. They're just on their way, doing their own thing. So
But the one thing I find funny is they're aggressive on the roads. They're aggressive occasionally. When I say they, I just mean just the stereotypical Texan, I
yeah.
guess. Aggressive on the roads. They're aggressive towards employees. However, if you're just a random person and you just bump into somebody by accident, or you
Mm.
happen to sneak around them in the grocery store to get something next to them, you might end up in a 15-minute conversation over nothing, and you're going to leave with like a peach cobbler recipe out of nowhere. So it's like they're friendly if you're face to face with them,
Yeah.
but yeah, if there's like a shield between you and them, no.
There are different animals behind vehicles.
Yes, big time.
They can be the most friendly or the most aggressive people out there. All right. What do you think is the worst thing about living in Texas? I guess we kind of touched on that. The drivers,
The
the
driving,
driving, the driving.
driving 110%.
Okay. That's
Um,
absolutely the worst thing.
but I would also say my first night here in San Antonio, my wife and I decided to take a walk because we're like literally a half an hour walk from the river walk.
That's good.
So we decided to walk down there. And the moment we hit right at that line of downtown San Antonio, there was just a dude screaming at a light post, just standing there screaming. And I was just like, oh, geez, I really hope this doesn't set the mood for what Texas is going to be like.
We don't just
And then
stand and
we,
scream at light posts, I promise you.
I'm hoping so. But y'all also said you didn't get snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I left behind that all behind in the Midwest. It came with me.
It did. You brought it with you. You're the reason.
I'm the reason. Actually, funny story is after I moved to South Carolina at my wife's first station there, no joke, a month after we moved there, it snowed for the first time in like 5, 7 years.
Oh god.
So I feel like my wife and I are cursed that no matter where we move to, it's bound to snow within a few
Yeah.
months.
I think that makes sense because, like I said, we haven't had snow in several years as well. It's been a while. Last time we had snow, it was just like powder. It wasn't even like it barely stuck to the ground. Like it wasn't anything. And yeah, this last winter storm was horrible. I've never seen anything like that here in Texas. Never.
Can I bring something up about the winter storm that I found out?
Go ahead, do it,
There
please.
are people who believe the snow we had was fake.
Yeah.
Like there was people on TikTok who was like grabbing compacted snow from outside here in Texas, trying to burn it with like a lighter or a hair dryer, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's not melting naturally." Well, it was because the kind of snow we got and how they compacted it, it turns into a gas. So people legitimately thought the snow here in Texas was a hoax to keep us occupied in our houses for longer.
That's absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just some special kind of people out there, I guess. That's crazy.
Tell me about it. And I have
I
to
don't know.
teach that generation.
Have fun with that. Oh Lord, man. It was a real thing. I can tell you it was a real thing.
Oh,
Like I experienced it, so
We both experienced it. I've lived through snow before.
yeah.
I could go outside and be like, yeah, that's snow.
Yeah.
It's cold. It makes me not want to be here. It's snow.
Oh my god. Alright, outside of streaming or gaming, what are your favorite things to do?
Outside of streaming and gaming, believe it or not, I love to cook.
That's a good
That
hobby.
is like one of the things that I do that's like relaxing to me. And it has to just be me in the kitchen. Nobody else can be in the
Mm.
kitchen. It has to be a me
You
activity.
are in charge.
Exactly. I can't have sous chefs. They get in the way. Like, don't get me wrong, if I have guests over or something, they're like, "Oh, I feel bad. Can I help?" I don't feel bad about saying no because that's a me thing. I like
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah. Are
Like,
there like particular meals you like cooking? Or like styles or something
so
that
my
you
wife
go
is
to?
vegan.
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff I have been making here lately has been vegan, but there is a particular meat dish that I like. It's pork. You have to get some pork loin and you have to let it set in some balsamic vinegar, a little
Mhm.
bit of honey, some have to think of the word, some shallots, um, and some garlic. I don't know why I had to think of the word garlic there. Shouldn't have to think about that. Let it rest in your fridge like overnight. So by then, the acidity that's in the balsamic vinegar is really going to make that loin a lot tender.
Mhm.
Bring that bad boy out once you're ready for dinner. Beat it like you're a high school
Eat it.
boy with his parents outside.
Yep.
Um, sorry, I just saw your face there. Just like, oh, okay.
Visualize that for a second.
Visualized it there for you. So then you want to make sure they have your oven up to 375. You want to slap your loin in there with the sauce, cover it around with a vegetable of your choice. When I do that dish, I normally like to do Brussels sprouts. I don't
I
know. I think it pairs
love
well with
Brussels.
it. And little tip for people that don't like Brussels sprouts, because I've had picky eaters with Brussels sprouts before when making this dish, bacon.
Oh yeah.
You get a nice cut of bacon. Like actually
Mm.
go to the butcher section of your grocery store, talk with your butcher because they actually know their cuts of meat. Find a good thick cut of bacon, slap it down into 1/4 inch, dice it up again, sprinkle it around with the Brussels sprouts, mix it up pretty good. Put it
Mm.
in your oven for about 45 minutes, bring it out, boom, dinner's ready.
Boom. Prepared by E.
By E.
Meals by E. I love it.
So,
I love the Brussels sprouts and bacon, by the way. That's definitely one of my favorite things. Mm.
oh, big time.
Have you,
Like, I love Brussels sprouts by themselves, but
yeah, have
you
you
gotta
been
finesse
to
them.
BJ's Brew House?
I've been past there, I've noticed the name, and I've been wanting to go in there, but I haven't gotten in there.
Next time when you go, because you are going to go, when you
Okay.
go, get the Brussels sprouts with the sriracha.
Okay.
It'll change your. It'll just blow your mind because you'll definitely want to put sriracha sauce on that meal next time. I love. It's like it's just a appetizer kind of thing. So it's like a little small pan, like an aluminum pan. They just bake the Brussels sprouts and they put sriracha sauce on it.
So,
So good.
like, I don't know if it's funny or just more like I've become that guy back in college. And Pop Punk Gamers, I see him in the chat there.
Yeah.
He can also
Eat
attest to
to interact.
this.
Ooh, okay. Eat to interact. I
Because
like that.
yeah,
Eat
to ooh.
that could
Okay,
be
I
your
might have to
secondary.
snag that.
Yeah, it's like that's your secondary channel. Your cooking channel.
Um, but back in college, I used to have a sriracha hoodie. Like it had a green hood, red body to it, and I
Nice.
was known on campus as the hot sauce guy. And it was funny because one time I didn't wear that hoodie for a while because it was warm.
Yeah.
But then the moment that Midwestern weather kicked in, we had that wind chill going on. I wore it, sat down in class, and my professor goes, "Oh my God, I didn't realize you were a hot sauce guy." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah,
What?
you're known in this building as hot sauce guy because you have the hot sauce hoodie." I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's a wonderful college nickname. The hot sauce guy.
Yeah, I didn't know I was known as the hot sauce guy until a professor yelled it.
That'd be awesome if you just had some like bottles of hot sauce in your backpack and just going around. Like when people are eating, just squirt some on the hot sauce.
Just think about it. I'm gonna add a little bit of flavor for you. Here's some Frank's Red Hot sauce for you, honey.
Pair this with some sriracha. That's awesome. That would be funny if there was flyers. Have you seen the hot sauce guy when you stopped wearing your hoodie? Have you seen this guy? He's been missing.
just like put on a fake scar from like one of those Halloween pop-up shops. Be like, no, never seen that guy. Don't know him.
Oh my god, that's awesome, dude. I wish I was a chef, man. I hardly ever cook. The thing I'm known for is just a good old bowl of cereal or maybe some ramen. I'm just not a chef. I never. So I grew up with 4 sisters, and they were the ones that cooked. I never had to cook. If anything, I would be the one washing dishes afterwards when everybody's done eating. But that. I just never really had to cook. My dad loves to cook. My mom loves to cook. All my sisters did. I mean, I never really had to do anything. So I never really grew up learning how to cook. And then I don't take the time. Soup is just soft cereal. I love me some cereal and some PBJ or like ramen, but that's about it. That's where my chef skills end.
That's how I used to be. Like dead ass. That's 110% how I used to be. And it wasn't until my wife and I moved to South Carolina for her first duty station that I realized I'm getting sick and tired of having to microwave meals because she can't cook because she's coming home tired.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to cook. So it just was to the point where I was like, screw it, I need to do this because otherwise we're just going to starve off
Yeah.
of microwave meals. And that's just kind of when, like, the first few meals, garbage, awful. But after you start to learn, like, okay, I kind of like the taste of this, and this is paired well with this, it just crescendos into something bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. It really, I mean, it's kind of cool. Like everyone, I can make a few dishes. Like I can make a good like spaghetti and meatballs and stuff like that. But so it's kind of a good feeling when yeah, it's the basic stuff. But when you do make it, it's like, oh, I made that shit. That shit tastes good because I made it. So it's kind of a good feeling. So I understand that. Sure. Oh,
like
man.
during this winter storm that we had down here, when we briefly had electricity, my wife invited some of her classmates over,
Mhm.
and I actually just made chili.
That sounds good.
Like, it wasn't even a planned recipe either. It was like, okay, I know I'm gonna need tomato paste. I know I'm gonna need tomato sauce. I know I'm gonna have to cut up like regular tomatoes. Probably put in some kidney beans in here. I also threw in some black beans just to have some extra protein in there. And since my wife was vegan, I threw in zucchini, yellow squash, red peppers, uh, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, you name it. Just threw it in there until it tasted right. Let it simmer. Boom.
Mm,
Everybody was happy with it.
that does sound pretty damn good too. You have some ground beef for yourself or no?
Lately I've been only eating meats on like the weekends.
Really?
So yeah, I'll be like primarily vegan during the weekdays, but the weekends I'll like splurge. I'll have fish, I'll have roast beef, whatever.
I'm not a seafood person at all. That's the one thing I cannot get into. I've never liked seafood.
It took me a while to get into seafood. For the longest time I couldn't stand fish, but it wasn't until I was in college and I actually had a South Korean roommate
Mhm.
who kept begging me to try his dishes that I was like, all right, I'll try it. And then I realized, oh, okay, as long as you season your seafood well, it doesn't really taste like fish.
Yeah. My wife is the one that she loves seafood, so she'll find is it salmon? That's or there's a fish where it doesn't really have a taste, but it kind of just takes the taste of whatever you're seasoning it with. I forgot what it was.
Oh, whitefish can be like that, but whitefish is also kind of dry. Salmon's pretty good. Oh, I love to smoke salmon with a nice fine wood.
Hmm.
Like, you definitely want to find something that smokes well with the salmon. Like, you definitely don't want to go with like beech. Oak's pretty good. Oak's a pretty good thing to smoke with.
Like mesquite, we have a lot of mesquite down here.
Mesquite,
Yeah,
yes. I love me a good mesquite smoked barbecue, let
yeah.
me tell you.
Hmm. Exactly. This has turned into a food stream, by the way, guys.
Yes. It has now become eat to interact.
Mesquite to interact.
Mesquite. I love how most of the jokes are just now to interact. Sorry,
Oh,
we digressed hard.
tilapia. That's what my wife's.
Tilapia.
That's it. She had to jump in and tell me because I know there is a fish that she likes to cook, and then it takes the taste of whatever you're cooking it with.
It does. It definitely does. And that's why definitely with tilapia, you definitely want to like bed your tilapia. Because I've gotten cuts of tilapia before fillets, and you want to layer it with like whatever veggies you're doing because as the steam from your veggies rise, if you definitely have a water base, that tilapia gets it and
Mm.
good.
Yeah, she's tried. She has tried throughout the years. We've been together 11 years, almost 12 years. So she's tried multiple times, and I can't
Actually,
do it.
you've been with your wife for as long as I've been with mine. It's going to be 12 years this August
It's, it
for me
flies.
at least.
Time flies, though.
Time definitely flies.
Y'all have kids?
No, we have
Okay.
3 pets.
Okay. Those are the kids.
So we got the 2 kids here. We got Driver, who is I think he is 3 now. We have Marvin who's about to turn 5, and we just rescued a kitten right before the snowstorm. So we were in downtown San Antonio and we visited a restaurant called Ming, and it's like an Asian fusion restaurant. And as we were ordering, we kept hearing the staff freak out, and this kitten kept running into the restaurant
Oh,
because I think it was trying to find warmth and get food.
yeah.
And my wife gave me the sad puppy dog eyes, and she was like, "Let's at least try to find like a rescue that will take her this, and that." And um I finally caved and I was like, okay, fine, but we're definitely getting her to a rescue. We're not keeping her, and she's currently laying on my bed right now because we're keeping her and we named her.
She's there to stay now.
She's here to stay.
You are the rescue that y'all found.
Exactly. Well, I did try to talk to some rescues, but some of the rescues wanted like $50 to $100 for us to give her to them. I was like, I'm not giving you money, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I support y'all for rescuing being no kill, but I'm not giving you money.
Yeah.
I know that sounds horrible.
It's
That
okay.
that sounded awful.
Well, you what you meant to say was just you're willing to keep the cat versus
Yes,
the
I'm more than willing to keep the cat, even though she likes to attack my feet while I'm sleeping.
oh my god.
Like, I don't know if my webcam can pick up on it much, but like the back of my hand right now has like a bunch of like tiny, like razor thin scratches because she likes to go after hands.
Yeah, I've never really owned cats. I've always been a dog person.
My wife's the dog person, I'm the cat person. Just because I kind of grew up more around cats than I did dogs, but I still love dogs. But yeah, both of my cats are jerks.
That's how I get to seem like that's how most of them are. Like
Yes.
I found few cats that are not jerks all the time.
And yeah, it's just like you love them for being jerks.
Maybe that's saying something about yourself. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm in abusive relationships and I didn't realize.
Oh my
Maybe now I
god.
have to talk to my wife and be like, what's to say about us with you? And then I end up on the couch for a week.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Awesome. Well, how long have you've been gaming overall since a young child? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, for a very, very long time. My very first game was actually Sonic the Hedgehog numero dos.
Wow.
And
Sega
this is
Genesis?
definitely, yes, Sega Genesis was my first console. This is probably going to date me, but my mom used to work for the cable company, and for free, she got the Sega channel. So that's why I got the Sega Genesis as my first was my mom was like, "Well, I have this thing that's worth a lot of money, so might as well do something with it." So the cable company she was working for actually bought all the employees within her building a Sega Genesis. So
Wow.
she was just like, "Here you go. You get the Sega channel, all the games you ever."
That's pretty cool.
And the cousin that I actually mentioned earlier, the one who's just kind
Mhm.
of like meh about me streaming, I still to this day have a vivid memory about him begging to play Sonic Pinball because he couldn't find it in stores anywhere and he really wanted to play it. And the only place he could find it, Sega Channel.
Spinball.
Spinball, thank you,
Oh,
Juicy.
spinball. He had to correct you.
Yes, it's been a long, long time since I played that.
Yes, I'll let you
So
know. Make sure you stand corrected.
make sure actually I still have the Sega Genesis. It's somewhere behind me there somewhere.
Over
I don't
yonder.
know where, but it's back there. But yeah, ever since then, after that, I was primarily a Sony kid, PS1 all the way up to 4. I did get the original Xbox 360. Actually, I got the 360 before I had the PS3 because I decided to hop on the Xbox bandwagon. Um, but now I'm on PC.
That's where you're gonna
But
stay. Do you plan on just focusing on PC games?
I'll probably also get the PS5 if they ever come back in stock and not get taken by scalpers who want to sell them for like $10,000.
Yeah.
But I, I I'll probably make PC a main, but also do consoles because I still have friends that do primarily consoles.
This guy. But I don't know. I don't play PS. Yeah, I've been
Yes,
Xbox
you're an
for a long.
Xbox.
I've been Xbox for a long, long time. Since yeah, probably like early 2000s. My college roommate had a 360, and that was the first time I ever like switched to Xbox, and we played Halo 2 forever, and then Halo 3 came out, and it was all about Xbox, and I loved it.
So the only reason I got a 360 over the PS3 was it was when the 360 came out before the PS3 and I knew a guy who worked at Walmart. So I gave him money to use his discount to get the 360.
Smart man.
So I technically got it for half off.
That's pretty dope.
However, I don't even talk to that guy anymore, so I don't know if he works at Walmart.
He got fired the next day.
Probably did. They're like, you use your discount for who?
Oh well.
Oh, well, I mean, I got a 360.
Yeah, exactly.
And it wasn't the arcade version either. It was the one right above it. Actually, I still have it. And sometimes you can see like brief little glimpses right below Marvin.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Did you ever get the red ring?
Once, but I was able to fix it by smacking my Xbox. I just remember I freaked out. I was like, no, just smacked it. Then it worked. I was like, oh, okay.
You never had to do the towel? Was it the towel treatment?
The towel trick, yeah, where it was just like a cold towel over it or something.
It was a warm
Or a
towel.
moist towel.
Warm
towel, that's right.
Yeah. And then you had to like leave it on for several hours until it like reset on its own.
Luckily, I never had to go through with that. Very lucky. However, I'm pretty sure if I plugged that bad boy in touched in years, it would probably be like, what is this? And just like destroy itself and explode.
I was asleep.
I was asleep for far too long. You have awakened me.
Fucking genie pops out.
Then I just kind of be curious, how did Genie get in there? It was like, I've had you for so long. You've been in all my offices. Where, like, how?
Where have you been my life?
You could have helped me through college.
Oh, Lord. I don't know what happened to my 360. I'm pretty sure I just ended up probably throwing it away, to be honest. I regret
I've been
it.
trying to keep my consoles. Like, I have, still have my well, it's not the Genesis I grew up with. The Genesis I have, my wife bought for me. Actually, she got that for, I think, the second anniversary of ours. But I also have the Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, GameCube. I don't have the Wii, but I do have the Wii U, which, why? In the Switch, classic Xbox, 360, Xbox One, PS1 through 4. And I also have a Commodore VIC 20, which I don't know what I'm ever going to do with. It's just kind of in my closet. And that thing is older than me, so I
was like,
legitimately
that sounds
am
really
afraid to
old.
plug that thing in.
Yeah. That sounds super old. Like you may need like some kind of adapter to plug it in.
You basically do.
I'm wondering, like, how would you even plug it into a TV? Because TVs these days don't need, like, hardly any of them have the, is it like the not RGB, is it?
Oh, actually.
There you go. He got it. It's because those days,
Adapter.
Yeah.
That's
That's it.
how I play PS2 games.
I was thinking, like, you definitely need something like that to plug it into your
Big
TV.
time.
It's kids don't understand. Like now, it's just a HDMI. That's it for everything. But back then, you had like so many wires.
Yes, you had your video cable, you had your left and your right speaker, and some TVs didn't even have the right one, so you had to just use the left. They also don't understand. You had to go to channel 3 to get your games.
Yeah. There was no HDMI ports at all.
No.
Oh man, those were the days though. I'll never forget those days.
Oh my god, and I still get nostalgia to this day if I play like a PS1 game and you hear that boom sound.
The PS1. Oh my god, dude.
Goosebumps.
Every time.
And then that holding in your breath to make sure that the disc works, but the moment you hear the PS whomp, you're like, oh, thank God it's gonna work.
Or blowing into your not to say cassettes, but your
your cartridge.
There you go. Yeah.
Which then I found out we weren't supposed to do.
Probably not supposed to do that at all.
Yeah,
Probably
apparently us blowing on to the copper wires in there could rust them. So our generation probably destroyed a lot of cartridges.
I would imagine, yeah. It is, yeah. It just is one of those things that everybody just passed on. Like, oh, this is how you clean it. This is how you make it work.
It became a meme. I mean, there's T-shirts about it.
Yeah.
A lot of weird sexualized ones, but a
Oh.
lot of t-shirts about it.
So, what would you say Sonic is probably your most like one of your favorite games growing up? Was there anything else that you like growing up or playing back then?
I would say Sonic was definitely one of the go-to ones growing up. Once PlayStation came around, Crash and Spyro definitely replaced him. Because I was no longer a Sega kid because let's be honest, Sega focused on the Dreamcast and the
Mm.
can't remember what the one before the Saturn. So I didn't have those growing up. Um, but young EToInteract definitely was into the platformers. That's what kind of got him into the gaming genre. Um, but I would say when PS2 rolled around, I switched over to RPGs, JRPGs, and then once like the generation after that, it was very sporadic what I would play. And I tried getting into first person shooters, and to this day, I probably still play as bad as I do the very
Mhm.
first time I ever played one.
It's like right. And I know we always like we have our own little personal like Valorant. We call it Valorant Squad, but we play other games as well. But it's funny how you just like dog on yourself all the time for being a horrible first person shooter. But I suck at just probably as bad as you do. I don't play games on mouse and keyboards. I am horrible at those games.
Oh, it doesn't matter if it's mouse and keyboard. It doesn't matter if it's on.
Controller.
I will be trash at that game.
Controller,
However,
I can't say
then you
anything.
watch, yeah, you watch like Switch or Prof like
Mhm.
carry everybody and become MVP, and it's like, okay, cool, kudos,
Yeah.
kudos. I'm not jealous.
One day, you're gonna be MVP. It's gonna happen.
It will probably be like the worst team ever that's never touched a game in their life, and that's probably gonna be the only way I'd get MVP.
Their keys don't work or their mouse doesn't work.
Or they're all just AFK, so I'm the only one who does anything.
One day, E, you just gotta pray. One day it's gonna happen, and then
One
you're gonna
day,
screenshot
I
it,
can only imagine.
and it'll live forever.
I'll make it a clip too, so it'll always be on the internet. Yeah,
Wow.
see, crazy's with me.
Wow, crazy. One day it's gonna happen. I'm telling you. I believe. No, we're talking about Valorant, Hayden. We all play. I play Valorant off stream because my computer cannot handle streaming and playing at the same time. So I have to choose one or the other. And most of the time, it's just playing off stream. One day I'll get another PC and I'll be able to stream it. But it's not too bad though. To be honest, it really is a lot of fun for me to play. It's something new that I've never really played before because I never really had a chance to play CS:GO. And but I like the fact that you can have abilities. Like every character has their own special ability, and it's pretty fun to mess around with. Yeah, the characters are really cool. Yeah, Valorant is free as well.
Yes, it is.
It is free. You don't have to pay for it.
I've only played Counter-Strike once, and it was the classic one, and it was more like I got it on Steam because it was part of a Steam sale. I was like, okay, let's try this game out. And apparently the map I went into was an role-playing map. I didn't realize it. So I popped up as a prisoner, and I remember I hit my little push to talk to ask, like, hey, can anyone explain this to me? This doesn't seem very Counter-Strike. And one of the guards came up, was like, prisoners aren't allowed to speak, and then just beats me to death.
What the fuck?
I've never played Counter-Strike since because of that situation.
You're all about first impressions. That's what it really
Yes,
comes
very
down to.
much.
The old
If
lady
I
on
get a bad
Facebook.
impression, I ain't going back to it.
The old lady on Facebook.
I still don't know what was up with her. I'm horrified to know.
And now the prison guard beating you on CS:GO.
Beating me to death because I wasn't allowed to speak.
Oh my god. If he's anything, he is about first impressions. You gotta have a lasting first impression on it.
Very much. You have to come into my channel with a good first impression.
Oh my god. Awesome. What is your take on utilizing social media for your channel? Do you think it's a good thing, or like maybe tips or tricks about how to utilize your social media?
I think social media is an absolute must if you are trying to stream. You cannot just rely on discoverability of Twitch. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You have to go out of your way to make sure that you are reachable to your community and to your audience. Like, if you're a small streamer, definitely set up a Twitter.
Hmm.
Don't just use that Twitter to say, hey, we're going live, because why would your community want to follow your Twitter if all you're going to say is, oh, yeah, I'm live right now, when they can just get the notifications from Twitch through an email or push notification? So you have to make it a place of where they can get to know you. So, like, my Twitter's become a place where I just say dumb stuff. Anytime I get a funny idea in my head, I just go out there and I post it onto Twitter. I also have the Discord that I've been a lot more talkative here lately and kind of like revitalized. And it's a place where like new members can hop in and they're just like, oh, hey, E, how's it going? Instagram, I would say, is also a pretty good way too. It's a look of the behind the scenes
Hmm.
for your audience so they can see, like, if you have pets that's normally on stream, or if you are like with a group of friends or something. It's to show that you are just more than just the person who sits in front of a screen, talks into a microphone, and plays a video game. You have to show people that you are a real human being. You have real thoughts, you have real feelings, and it's also a way to connect to other people too, because if you're solely just on Twitch, you're not going to really expand much. Like, one of the ways I talk to people in Ascension, Discord.
Hmm.
Another way is maybe I might tweet at them a stupid pun because someone landed on my punishment wheel that I need to tweet somebody a pun. So social media is an absolute must, and get out of your comfort zones if you're a new streamer and thinking about social media, because I sat on TikTok for way too long. I made 2 videos on TikTok that I had rummaging around in my head for weeks. Finally decided to put them out there, and they got way more views than I ever thought that they would ever get. My first one was making fun of Juicy, because it was that TikTok where he's like walking around. He's like, I'm not going to mess this up. I'm not going to mess this up. Then he flops back and he says, hey. Um, the first thing that popped in my head was like, oh, what about that one Vine of that one kid who's trying to play Minecraft and he's like, get the frick out of my room, I'm playing Minecraft. So I kind of like imitated that against him. Then I had
That was
another
classic
one.
too. That was classic,
Yes.
by the way.
Then there was another one where I was playing Shin Megami Tensei 3. Try saying that 10 times fast.
I'm never gonna try that now.
On my stream, and a lot of people started to make fun of how the main character attacks. So the main character, it's a JRPG where whenever you tell him to do a normal attack, he just kind of like sucker punches whatever enemy you tell him to fight. So I had this idea for the longest time to make a TikTok comparing him to like the stereotypical JRPG protagonist. I was like, this is too niche. Nobody's going to find it funny. So finally, I decided to just put it out there, and it has just under 700 views.
We can watch it right now because I kind of want to see this.
Oh, yeah, go right ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna pull it up because I had to look it up. I have to look at the oh, wrong one. This one. I just see you bouncing up and down.
Oh, yes. I was trying to make fun of the bounce.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
There's your
Everyone
hot
was
sauce
not
shirt.
Fuck you say to
Oh,
me, you
yes. My Tabasco shirt. Like I said, I'm the hot sauce guy. I've actually had that shirt since my senior year of college.
The fuck you say
I've been
to me,
keeping
you
it in good condition.
Oh, did you punch your phone?
Yes, I did. I actually punched my phone.
The things you have
Not
to do
gonna
for
mess
content.
this up. Not gonna mess this up. Here we go. Ready?
So
Hi.
for that one, oh, okay. So I'll talk about it after this one. So,
Fuck
yeah,
out of my
there's
room, I'm
Juicy.
playing Minecraft!
Not gonna mess this up. Not gonna.
And yes, I actually hopped onto Minecraft just to do that joke. So for the JRPG one, once I decided to finally do it, um I I have like this vlogging stand for a ring light that I use for streaming, and I decided to get that as tall as I could and put my dog's bed behind it because I had the idea of punching my phone because I felt like if I did a fake out punch, it wouldn't be as funny. So I had to redo that scene like 5 times, and I don't know if you can tell my knuckles, like, if you pause it fast enough, you can see them slightly red because I punched my phone, like, 5 times just to get the perfect shot, and finally, I was like, "Oh, perfect."
And there's a crack.
Luckily, it kept landing on the dog bed, so
That's good.
plus I have a decent case for it. For now. But
The
then again,
behind
I've
the
had that
scenes, behind
Yeah.
the scenes for the content. You just got a sneak peek. How you built that up. And then you went and played Minecraft.
Yes. So, like I said, I was inspired by that vine of "Get the frick out of my room!" But of course, I didn't say frick. But the moment I saw that TikTok by Juicy, I was like, I need to do this. Because
It
that was
has
the
to happen.
first thing I thought about was I needed to make that funny. Like, I get it. Juicy's whole thing, positivity, welcoming community, warm, loving, caring. I wanted to kind of be a little juxtaposition to it. Not just to troll, just to show love, Juice. Just
It's all
to
love.
show love.
All love.
Show love.
All right. I want to try to move through these questions fast because we've already had an hour. I know this is going to go longer than an hour, but I want to make sure I get through most of the questions.
Yeah.
We kind of maybe touched us on a little bit, but what's the best advice you could give to somebody who's new to streaming, or maybe just thinking about even just starting to stream?
So the first thing I would definitely say is don't give up. If you are new to streaming, it's definitely going to be a head game. There are going to be points where you are going to ask yourself, like, am I doing something wrong? And it might not even be you that's doing something wrong. It could just be the random luck of the draw. You might be playing a game that is so saturated with other players that the discoverability, which I don't even know if that's a real word.
Sounds good to me.
So yeah, but we'll go with it. The discoverability for you is slim to none. Like, the best advice I can give is take a look at what the top 10 things streaming on Twitch are. Try not to go for those right off the bat.
Don't stream those.
Yeah, do not stream those.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like, let's say, oh, I want to play Valheim. Valheim seems fun. All my friends are playing Valheim. I'm not going to stop you from streaming Valheim, but definitely just know that you're going to have people like me and 10,000 other streamers out there who are going to be playing it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're definitely a little fish in a big pond, you're going to be looked over because there might be someone who might go out of their way to look for small communities, but there might be 50 other small communities who are also streaming.
Yeah.
So definitely try to find your foot in the door and don't get discouraged by it. Because there might be days you might only get 1 or 2 viewers, you might only get 1 or 2 followers, and it might feel like a hit in the gut, but just keep going with it.
Yeah. Completely agree. It really is hard to find that niche and find why would somebody pick you over somebody else? Like you said,
Exactly.
there's other communities they want, like this. That could be the day that somebody wants to go and find a new community, and why would they choose yours over? I mean, like sometimes it's just luck of the draw. You never know. Like they're just gonna randomly click on the page and try to like feel out your style of your community and your channel. Also, make sure you're talking because they don't want to see somebody just staring at the screen, not saying anything, and not really interacting with the chat. They may see like 12 to 15 people in chat, but if no one's like talking to themselves, it's kind of tough too.
Actually, you just reminded me of something that I always wanted to tell like small streamers. Get sound alerts for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And also, even if no one's talking, don't be afraid to talk to yourself. Sometimes you have to be your own narrator.
Yeah.
because I've gone into small community streamers before, gave them a follow, and they didn't acknowledge it because they didn't know that they got a follow. So they're still just sitting there in silence. So make sure you have some sort of notification for yourself that you know something's happening. That's why I make sure that my sounds are unique to my channel. They sound like old retro stuff that would be on a TV station back in the 50s. So if I hear this one particular sound, oh, I know I got a follower. I hear this one other sound, oh, somebody's hosting. So
Yep.
definitely make sure that you are setting yourself up for success.
Exactly. And it's just learning along the way, to be honest, because like some of that stuff
Oh.
people don't realize, but you'll learn that as long as you keep, pushing at it and learn about yourself. What works for you and what may not work for anybody else. So
That is true. That is very, very true.
did you have any doubt or fears going into streaming when you first started?
Oh, I had more doubts than anything positive going into my head going into streaming. Like, definitely going into streaming, I was like, okay, this is just going to be a time waster. And then once the ball slowly started getting rolling, and I had in my head, oh, maybe I can hit affiliate. Uh, it was definitely, oh God, nobody's going to find me. All the people that are currently following me are just friends and family. So you're going to have demons in your head, but you definitely want to kick them in the balls and tell them to be quiet, because if you are your biggest hater, you're not going to get anything done.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Let Juicy Absolute or Switch 12 be your biggest hater instead.
Those guys are always hating.
They're haters. They woke up in the morning and decided to choose violence.
Juicy's all about negativity.
Yes. He's the world's most negative streamer. It's all about that negativity. Making fun of his sub alert.
It was funny because for the first time I got to play an actual game with Juicy. Like, was it Thursday? Wednesday or Thursday, Juicy? I don't remember. We were playing Call of Duty with Houston Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
But it was like a totally different person. It was like, Juicy, I'm used to this whole positive vibe all the time. I wasn't expecting curse words to come out of your mouth.
I've noticed that boy is definitely, there's Juicy and then there's Josh.
I got to visit Josh on Wednesday. Well, that was awesome. It really was. It was a great time. That's
See,
awesome.
he thinks it's true.
Yeah.
Lift me the bird once during my first ever Ascension meeting.
Oh, that was with love. You didn't see the heart behind
So he says.
it. Oh, what is the most surprising, shocking thing you've learned since you started streaming?
The most shocking thing that I have learned through streaming.
Old lady
definitely
screaming you on Facebook.
Other than the lady on Facebook, is that, you always get that fear of people are going to come in, they're going to be trolls, they're going to be nasty. You're actually going to find more people who are just kind of popping in just to chill with you. They just want to find somebody to vibe with. Maybe while they're doing homework, maybe while, I don't know, they got stressed out at work and they just want to chat with somebody. You're just going to find people that just want to chill. I expected, like, I would get on and maybe my wife might pass in the background and people are going to be like, oh, send feet pics, blah, 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 or something. But no, it's just more like, oh, hey, that's Mrs. to interact. It's like, oh, yeah, I'll tell her you said hi. So don't.
Now I
don't
know what to say
expect-
next time.
Yeah.
Say feet pics.
Send feet pics. Professor Choncula, send them. Drop them in the Discord, baby. That's what we've become. We've now turned from talking about food, video games to feet pics.
We can still go back to food.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm always willing to talk about food.
Feet and food pics. All right. When you're not streaming, who are your favorite people to watch?
Ooh, actually, most of our Ascension peeps
Yes.
So for those of you who don't know, I was like the number one Ascension fan for the longest time. Um, so I feel like that's still kind of my go-to people to go into and to watch. So of course, Dilla Dog in the house. Juicy Absolute, he's definitely one that I pop in and watch, but it's also not because I'm a mod. Another fun one to watch is Professor Chonkula. He is an absolutely hysterical person. Oh my god, you got a raid.
Oh my god, we got raids. We got big raids.
Big
Unmodded immediately.
raid.
Yo, Tazza, thank you so much for that raid, my guy.
Thank you
Oh
for the
my
raid.
god. Beautiful.
Dang, there's a whole lot of raid going on.
There's a big boy raid right
I'm gonna
there.
throw in my raid emote.
Yes.
Because
I love the emotes. The
I
opportunity to share your freaking emotes right now. The Tazza raid. Oh lord.
dang.
Yo, Mr.
Okay,
Kaka,
now
thank
I
you
feel
for
like
that
the pressures
follow.
is on right now.
Oh, well, the pressure's been on, buddy. It's been on this entire time. You haven't felt it. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for coming in. We're doing a Dog Squad showcase featuring this lovely gentleman over here.
Hello.
We're talking about his channel and his community, so feel free to come in and get to know this wonderful, beautiful man. I appreciate y'all coming in. Thank you so much, Tazza. I hope you had a wonderful stream, my guy.
You're calling me beautiful,
Beautiful.
when my face is right next to yours? We all know you're the sex appeal of Ascension.
No, you.
No, you.
Mr. Stops, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate you. I hope y'all, like I said, Taz, I hope you had a great stream, my guy. Thank you so much. Everybody coming in. Much love to everybody.
Yes, hello. Welcome.
Beautiful. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good. It was more like, oh my god, you're getting ready.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Let's see. We were trying to finish up the questions you had.
Most surprising or shocking thing you've learned?
Oh,
did we finish that?
Yeah, we finished that one.
Okay. Oh, your favorite people to watch. There you go.
Oh, that's right. So most of Ascension, definitely. I would say another one that I like to watch is definitely a pal of mine, Goatman, Defender of the Deep, or DOTD.
Mhm.
He's definitely a funny, chill guy. There's also Xeno Stream 38. He's still a smaller community, but he's definitely working his way up. Super nice guy, very funny dude. There's also Dark Mosso, who spell Mosso, all as one word. He's definitely a very nice guy. Loves to play Escape on Tarkov. He's a really good Escape on
nice.
Tarkov. There's also Mr. Funky Weasel 1. He's an Irish streamer. He's a variety streamer, and he's definitely an interesting dude. And I think that's why I like to watch him. Is he's not your typical streamer. You just kind of pop into his stream, and he's just like randomly rolling a cigarette, and he's just like, "Yeah, the fuck, what do you want to do?" Like, okay, man, okay, calm down. I love you.
Why the fuck are you here?
Exactly. So he's definitely an amazing dude. He's another friend of my channel that I've gotten to know.
Awesome.
So yeah, I would say that's definitely the people I like to watch.
That's great, dude. That's some wonderful people. You mentioned nothing but wonderful people there.
Oh, and also Miles G170.
Ooh, Miles. Oh, Miles. One of the newest members of Ascension.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, and I also can't forget two fellow Michiganders that I also stumbled upon. There's Metal A Rocks. Or I'm sorry, Metallic A Rocks. And Suddenly a Hero.
I think I know I've seen Metallic in your stream.
Oh yeah, Metallic is definitely a sweetheart. Super nice dude, and like one of the best Joe Swanson impressions I've ever heard.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Peter.
Yo, son, thank you for the host, guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank you again. Yeah, I wanted to pull up your Instagram so we can kind of go over this real quick.
No.
Yes, we got it pulled up. Here it is.
There's only one photo I'm worried about in that whole entire collection.
We can go through it all. So these are the pets. This is the newest cat. The kitten you said you had
that
adopted.
is Ming.
Ming and Driver.
Yep.
Awesome. That's the
Yeah, they actually get along. I thought my older cat Driver was a kitten, but no, he's very spread. So she just got her first bath in that picture, with her in the towel. She
She
was
was
not
not.
very happy about the
Yeah.
bath, but she was definitely happy about being cuddled.
The things she'll do for cuddles. She's like, you know what? I'll take a
Yes.
bath for a cuddle. There it is. The grind. The face of champions right there.
So for that one, it was a reply originally to, I think it was Mile. No, it was Sainted. Sainted said something in the Ascension Discord where I think he called everybody beautiful. And I had like just woken up, saw that, walked into the bathroom, saw my hair the way it was, and I was like, screw it, we're making the beard look messy too. So I took the photo and sent it to the Discord, and I was like, this is going on the gram.
The new profile pic.
Exactly. New profile pic. Who dis?
Now we have the doggo.
Yes, that is Marvin wearing a hat.
Did he have the hat on, or you just gave it to him?
He had the hat on.
He looks happy, by the way. He actually looks like he's smiling in that photo.
He does. He loves attention. He is a cuddle monster. You pretty much go up on the couch. He will do everything in his power to sit on your lap. He's a
Like
medium-sized dog, but he loves attention.
Sounds like Bruce.
Yes.
God.
Too big to be a lap dog, but they want the lap dog attention.
Exactly. Then we got Driver sleeping, napping, cat
Yes.
napping.
That was more like, oh crap, I have an Instagram and I haven't posted on it in a while. So I posted that pic.
We need some content.
However, the photo after that is the one I feel like needs explaining.
Please explain.
So it was Christmas time. That photo was taken on Christmas Day. I decided to get out these onesie pajamas I had of cats and get out my Christmas sweater that said Meowie Christmas on it. And yeah, I was just like, I'm gonna show off the drip.
The Christmas drip.
And that's my wife there with the crying cat emoji.
She loves it.
I sent it to her first, and she was like, "Oh my dear Lord, don't send that to anybody." So I sent it to everybody.
So yeah,
every social.
You done fucked up now. It's going everywhere.
You gotta respect the drip.
Oh my god. Oh, this has audio to it.
Oh, that one, yeah. So sometimes that was a don't you ever just be like, Facebook face thing. I don't know what it's called. Lens, whatever Facebook happens to call it. And I was just like, you know what? I just feel like randomly screaming. Oh yeah, our paintings.
There it is.
You see right here in the background, a little more closer
painting.
up.
Driver is definitely smiling. He's a happy cat.
Yes, he is a happy fat cat in that photo. That cat, I think, loves food more than I do. So that definitely says something about him.
That's awesome. Beautiful art, by the way. Beautiful art.
Oh, thank you.
Is this where y'all did it, like on the floor?
Yes.
Is that where the plastic stuff?
We put out this long thing of plastic. We got some paint out, and we just started finger painting because we didn't want to buy easels. We just kind of wanted it to be our own thing.
That's pretty damn good too with fingers, bro. Like I definitely could not do anything remotely close to that with my finger. Like, that's pretty damn good. I thought you would have done this with a brush for sure.
Oh no, like with my wife's painting, it's kind of hard to tell, but if you actually look really close at mine, you can see like one or two of my fingerprints in there.
It's forever. You're forever imprinted in the photo.
Forever imprinted in the cow in the field.
Is that a tree, by the way?
That is a tree. That was my attempt at a tree.
I had to make sure.
Yes,
I wanted to verify with you. That tree is thick.
Oh, it's thick.
Thick. Oh, I guess this is moving?
Yeah, so that was the day before I moved from South Carolina, starting to head to Texas.
Okay.
and we got a new cat carrier for driver, and I wanted to show it off.
That is pretty cool. Was he excited about this, or he was like, eh?
He was actually kind of about it. He really didn't care.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, there's like multiple photos, I think, in that as a slideshow of just like him in the backpack.
He looks scared when you're holding it right there.
Actually, he was checking out a bird.
Oh, okay. He was focused.
That is a man of pure focus.
The voter registration or the voter
yeah, I voted. It was my first time voting in South Carolina, where all the other times had been Michigan.
This is yourself poking fun at yourself here.
Yes, big time.
You're not at all that funny nor entertaining. Plus, you probably smell like salami for some reason.
I was feeling a lot of self-deprecation that day, so I just made a meme about it. Like I said, it was one of those slumps that it was kind of in the head game, so I figured I would just make fun of it rather than just stay in the slump. And I also took a photo behind my head for that.
I see
that's
that.
driver.
I see that specifically. Like I see you're in the back of your head. Just to get the full effect of the meme.
Exactly.
You take a
you
photo.
You gotta respect the drip, Karen.
This is your cat?
Yes, that's driver. He's wearing a Batman shirt in the picture. He is not a fan of wearing that shirt.
He does not look happy.
And there are just him being angry.
He does not look happy.
No, he was not happy. He wanted that thing off.
Is it kind of hard to put him on?
No, he's willing to put it on him, but he's just not a fan of when it's actually on him.
It's like, okay, you put it on. Get the fuck off me now.
Exactly. He's like, you did your thing. When I announced the podcast, which the first one was with Juicy Absolute.
Oh, yeah.
My cat being a nut.
Saw that.
So at that point, I was painting our house in South Carolina, and we put plastic down on the floor, so of course the paint wouldn't drip down.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he decided to curl up all the plastic into one ball and crawl through it.
He was making his own fun.
He was. Sometimes you gotta as a cat, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you for watching. That'll be the end of my stream. See you tomorrow.
And then it's just Captain America looking sad. No views.
I guess it's
also,
not giving the
can
full
I just
text
talk about how on Instagram, if you tag anything with Twitch, you get people who are always like, collab, DM me. And it's like a clothing brand with like one post of like one shirt.
Yeah. Some random stuff for sure. Got some more photos of Marvin.
Yes.
The good pupper.
He's a very good boy. Him with his little soccer ball there and his shark, which he still has both of those, shockingly. He hasn't destroyed them.
Good job. Yeah, Bruce would have ate those things.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, Marvin also likes to destroy things, but you can tell which toys he really, really likes. So that I did as an announcement that for, let's see, it was this past October for EToInteract, which was like a whole month of nothing but horror games. Can you guess what movie I'm making fun of?
I cannot. Is there any hints? Black Hills Forest area?
There, yeah, actually, right there was your hint.
Is this Blair Witch?
It is.
Yes, I got it. I was trying to think.
Yeah, that was just like my little poster of, oh yeah, we're gonna be doing EToInteract for all of October, which I still think's a dumb name. I don't know why I came up with it.
Well, next you're gonna be making EToInteract, so I mean, I don't know.
Yes.
You gotta just keep working off these little puns and stuff.
Just gotta work with the puns.
Exactly. That's awesome. It looks like he likes to pose at least.
He
likes
does.
to sit
He
there
does.
for you. Like, okay, go ahead,
He's
take
a
your
very
picture.
pretty boy.
Take your damn picture.
So
Put your content
as
out
you can
there.
tell, our couch, which is a sectional, is all over the place.
Mhm.
I was trying to move it around because I was painting the wall, and again, he just sat there, and I was like, "Huh, you look pretty," so I took a photo of him.
Do your damn thing. I
Do
know what you
your
want to be.
damn thing, boy.
Human. That's awesome. And the last couple
So-
things I wanted to go over is just these funny clips that I found.
Oh Lord. Okay, I'm curious which ones you decide to pull.
There's 3 of them.
3. Okay.
And we're going to save the best for last, of course. Alright, this is recently from, what is this game? The Colt game.
Devour.
Devour, yes. So I know you like to get scared. This is exactly what happens.
Okay.
Was this your first time playing Devour?
Yes, it was my very first time playing Devour with a group of friends. It was the real King Chaos, K Melons. I heard the audio, but we didn't see it on the stream.
Oh, you didn't. Oh shit. Damn it. We missed that. Okay. Restart.
Oh my god. So yeah, in Xeno Stream 38.
Side there to the right.
To the right. Okay. So yeah, that's Xeno Stream on the ground there. Then I'm trying to find a first aid kit to res them, and boom, I get.
You get absolutely
And
horrified.
that's a genuine laugh there too. Like it scared me, and then I realized, oh, it was just a goofy little jump scare.
Were you prepared mentally for this? Like you knew it was coming, or you had no idea?
No, I didn't even know it was coming. It just kind of happened.
Did they kind of warn you at least?
So you at least know that there are jump scares in the game, and that demon lady is running around. But she was in hunt mode at the time. I didn't know where she was. I knew she was in hunt mode. And Zeno told me, oh, if you go inside the house, you go right. There's a med kit like towards the end of the hallway. So like I went to the right and I was like looking around. And the reason I stopped there was like, oh, maybe there's a med kit at this table.
Yeah.
Nope. It was my death.
That's pretty funny. And that's probably the reason why I will not touch that game.
It's fun. It's definitely a fun game.
Alright, this next one is Valheim.
Valheim.
Yeah, Valheim.
Do I need to go to the fire over here then?
This is not even about you, it's about Jordy.
Fire spit. Oh, yes, I know exactly what this is. Me trying to tell him how to cook, and he sets himself on fire. Okay. You see this thing over here? You'll hit E on that, and it'll
E to
is
interact.
actually the one who clipped that.
You have to push E to interact.
You have to push E to
Do I
interact.
need to go to the fire over here?
Though a lot of people have been
need to
telling
go
me, "Oh, I've been
to
binding my
fire
interact
spit."
key to
So
F."
don't
Don't do
go
that.
inside
It's
my
E.
house.
Don't do it.
Always
No,
be
not
E.
in the fire.
Unless, of course, you got like a lean in a game. Allow it. Okay. You see this thing over
F
here?
is meant to pay
You'll hit
respects.
E on that,
Exactly.
it'll automatically put on.
All right, I'm kind of horrified to know what the last clip you got.
Alright, last
is.
one was pretty funny. I don't remember what game this was, but this is the one that Miles got. And what's funny about this is I saw this one live, and I was gonna clip it myself, so I'm glad Miles got it.
Damn, that's kind of like. This is when I knew I done messed up.
my ass! Don't eat my ass! Don't eat my ass!
I'm fighting
No
two
ass eating,
demons, and I'm just like, nope,
please.
nope.
You're profusely asking these demons not to eat your
Not to
ass.
eat my ass.
Oh god!
Don't eat my ass! Don't eat my ass!
Don't eat my ass! Don't eat my ass! No ass eating,
Yeah,
please!
I was hoping to
You
take
asked so
out the
nice.
small yokai and then use my special ability to take on the big Oni there.
Yeah.
But it just did not work out in my favor. I'm not gonna lie, I thought maybe you were gonna pull out like my very first clip, which is my like most watched clip, my Outlast
can.
clip of me like screaming.
We can still watch that one.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, it's like my most watched clip.
Oops.
Oh yeah, I think if you go to that little scroll bar and go from like featured to oh that's right, filter by clips. Probably by all, yeah. There it is.
Oh, the very first one.
That guy.
With only 16 views.
Shit! You ass!
Oh, look at Babyface E there.
The baby face.
My shit!
Oh, I got so scared. So I had just gotten chased by
I'm
the
so
big
sorry,
bad
guys.
dude of Outlast. So I was like coming off of that like scared, and I was like talking to my chat. I was just like, okay, so we just got chased. Let's like collect ourselves. So I started moving forward. Homeboy just turns his head around, and that was like the loudest I've ever screamed. Like I saw my OBS.
Look at your face.
I was not happy. Not happy about that. But I just remember OBS, you know how sometimes your lines might get a little bit into the red? No, they were like solid red. And they're like, you need to not be this loud.
Hey, fuck shit! Ass!
But still a fun game. Still a very fun game if you're into horror.
Shit!
No, I'm not into horror.
Also, my old Christmas lights up in the background.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Because I thought, oh, I need some kind of lights in the background if I'm a streamer.
Exactly. It's exactly what you need.
Don't eat my ass! Don't eat my ass!
Don't eat my
Don't
ass.
need my ass. Don't need my ass.
That was Babyface.
Please.
Babyface E.
Babyface E. Yeah.
Yes.
Back when I first started streaming.
We have Eat Shit.
Oh yeah, so that one was clipped by XenoStream38 because he was in the house there. And you see me like creeping
What
along
the?
in.
Oh my god.
He's right there in the corner.
Before you kill me,
Yeah, so
What the fuck?
eat shit,
yeah, that's the
motherfucker.
rake. So I flash bombed him, told him to eat shit, and just ran.
Got the fuck out of there.
But the funny part is so that's an asymmetrical game. So one player is playing the monster, the rest of the people are playing survivors. One of the other survivors was in the basement of that house, and he was trying so hard not to laugh because the monster can't see well, but he can hear very well, so he follows sounds. So he
That makes
heard
sense.
him like laughing or trying to like hold his laugh back in the basement and killed him. So he died because I did that.
You told him to eat shit.
No, crazy, I'm not homeless. As you can tell, there are walls. They are not fake.
That's awesome, my guy. Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad we got to see the dive into the EToInteract community.
Yee.
Hopefully you learned something about this wonderful man. Everybody. Does anybody have any questions for E? I probably should have asked that earlier, but
Oh yeah, before we
Carp
start wrapping
asked
up
where was the
thing-
beard? The beard was in progress at that time, I
Yes,
guess.
the beard was definitely in progress at the time. So I did kind of have like a much smaller beard right before that, but like I shaved it just because I just felt like it.
Yeah.
And once I started actually growing the beard, I decided to keep it
Yep.
again for like the 10th time in my life.
I've never been able to grow a beard like successfully. This is the longest I've ever had it, and it's really not even that long to be honest.
See, now it's
very
the point
short.
where I gotta like put in beard conditioner and lotion. I have to brush it every day. It's basically become a pet.
Yeah, on your face.
Yeah, pretty much it's that pet you don't have to feed, but you have to take care of.
Yeah. Unless you just feed yourself. You count feeding yourself.
I mean, technically, yeah. Okay, I guess you're right. You're like your own Tamagotchi. There we go.
Oh my god. Yes.
That took me back. Actually,
Yes.
I actually have a Digimon somewhere here to my left. Like the classic goes on a keychain Digimon.
Those Tamagotchis were awesome. Everybody had to have those in school.
Oh, Carp has a question. Game
Ooh,
that I'm most
yes.
excited to come out.
Mm.
I guess right now I am most. Oh, you got another raid.
Oh my god, another raid. Voodoo. Thank you for the raid, my guy.
Thank you, Voodoo. Hello.
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 Thank you, brother. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Go ahead.
But to answer your question, Carp, I would say the game that I'm probably currently most excited that's coming out would have to be Back for Blood. And I
Back
think it's
or
just
blood?
yes, it's by the same studio that did Left 4 Dead.
Hmm. When is that
So
supposed to
I
be?
think
When is that supposed to be dropping?
quarter 3, I think, sometime around summer fall.
Okay. What kind of style of game is it?
It's going to be a first person shooter.
Oh, so I know you're really excited about that.
Yeah. Well, it's PvE, luckily.
Okay.
Well, there is going to be a PvP mode from what they've said where like some players can take over zombies, but I feel like there I might still have a fair advantage because I have the thing that goes pew 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 and they don't.
Yeah.
But I would say Back for Blood. Another game I was pretty excited for that was supposed to come out. I no, it's coming out this year. I would say is probably going to be Pokemon Generation 4 remake of Sinnoh.
Hmm. Was it the Diamond and Pearl?
Yes.
There you
Now
go.
I skipped Diamond and Pearl back when it first came out on the DS because I was like, I'm too old for Pokemon, but I feel like this is a good a chance as any to get into that generation that everybody seems to love.
Yeah. It's coming back. It's popular now.
Yes, Back for
4.
Blood. Number
4.
4 because it's 4 players.
Yes. That should be really fun, to be honest. I remember playing a lot of Left 4 Dead back in the day. Even though like that was a part of my life where I really didn't not even touch horror games. Like Resident Evil was really popular. Never really touched it. I was always too scared to play zombie games.
Resident Evil 8, Tall Lady.
Tall Lady coming back.
That's coming out. That's actually coming out in May, I think.
They've been pumping out games, man.
They have been. And I'm for it. But I'm also
Don't
for
stop
this
now.
tall lady to step on me. But that's a different story.
That's awesome. Did anybody else have any other questions for Mr. E before we head out of here?
Mayor Dilla.
Whoa, I'm a mayor.
Dilla for mayor.
No, I don't want that responsibility. This is just a mayor of my own house, and that's it. I'm responsible for me, and that's it. And my dog.
Well, if you play Animal Crossing New Horizons, you can be your
You're the mayor of that town.
mayor of Bofa.
Well, I will say thank you again, E, for participating, man. I hope you had a good time. It was a lot of fun in doing this kind of stuff. Hopefully, we'll continue to do this kind of stuff. And if anybody has not followed my guy, EToInteract, I don't know what you're doing, but make sure you show him some love. Really appreciate it. He's an amazing dude. Hopefully, you learned about this wonderful man. And definitely check out his content if you haven't already. But yeah, all his socials are right next to him, so make sure you follow him on Twitch as well as Instagram.
See, right over here.
Yeah, TikTok and Twitter, as well as many others. Is that all you have? To be honest, I don't remember.
I do have a YouTube that is going to get a revival because before I did TikTok, I was making like YouTube reviews, but I pretty much deleted everything on the channel. But tonight's stream, I'm actually going to be recording something for a review for YouTube. So
Let's
pop in for that.
go. Awesome. Should be a lot of fun then. I'm glad to see you back on YouTube then. This will be my first YouTube video I'll probably post as well. I'll put the whole interview on YouTube as well if anybody wants to go back and watch it. It'll be there for everybody. But yeah, man, I'm glad you came by. I hope you had some fun. And guys, make sure you show them some love if you haven't already. Much love to you, E. I appreciate you, brother. I'll see you around.
I appreciate you allowing me on the showcase. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, man. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Like I said, it was a lot of fun. And I'm excited to have the show back because that means I get to talk to so many other wonderful people out there on other platforms. Not just, I don't want to say just Twitch because I do want to talk to other people as well. But it at least gives everybody a chance and opportunity to, check out their communities, check out what they're about. It's all about, them and that's it. No, nothing about me. I really don't care, if I get any plugs in or anything like that. But it's just all about talking to different content creators out there and talk about why they started, why they continue to do this kind of stuff, and hopefully you learn something from it. That's why I want to do this kind of stuff. So Juicy, it's all up to Juicy. I can definitely give Juicy it's just a form you have to fill out for me, and that's all I require. And if you are interested, man, you're more than welcome to reach out. But yeah, I really just want to talk to anybody and everybody I can, because I do enjoy doing this kind of stuff, this kind of content. It's a lot of fun for me. But yeah, it was a lot of. I'm excited to have it back, to be honest, because I did take a long break from doing this kind of stuff. So hopefully everybody enjoyed themselves and had a great time. And like I said, if anybody wants to go back and watch it again, it will be on YouTube. Talk podcast, I had no idea. Oof. Yeah, I mean, I'm down for whatever, man. I really am. It is a lot of fun for me to do this kind of content versus just raging at FIFA or raging at some other game, because that gets kind of boring after a while. Well, yeah, this Juicy, I used to do it on Mixer when I was streaming on Mixer for the longest time. It was a big part of my content. That's all I did was just it was at least once a week I would interview somebody and we talk about their content creation journey, and try to help other people stream as well. So I just taken a break since Mixer had shut down basically, and I wanted to bring it back. So I tried to bring it back in our Ascension Town Hall meeting. I don't know if you were there, but towards the end we were supposed to talk about it when we didn't get a chance, and then I tried to bring it up this last meeting we had in Ascension this last Wednesday just to let everybody know. So yeah, man, if anybody's interested, it doesn't even have to be you. If anybody else you would like to see interviewed, or just give them a shout, let them know. Just reach out to me. I just have a Google Doc that has a few questions on there, just few basic stuff about scheduling and whatnot, and a few questions about their content and what they want to show off. So feel free. I mean, if it's you or if it's somebody else that you want to see interviewed, just let them know to reach out to me or Viv. Viv is trying to help me with my scheduling as well. So I'm going to try to do it every Sunday. Carp, I mean, if Carp is interested, I can't make anybody. It has to be the person to reach out to me. That's the one thing. I can only do so much when I talk to somebody, because some people don't want to do it, or maybe just not their kind of deal. They don't want to be interviewed. But I just love talking to people in general. I really do. It's a lot of fun. And doing this kind of content is like the easiest content for me to provide, because it doesn't require me playing a game and actually being decent at the game. So for me, it's a lot of fun. It really is. Talk to Voodoo Rocks. I mean, you know what? That's a really good shout, Toodle. But then again, I mean, I could reach out to Lawrence and see if he wants to. It's down to him or the content creator to decide when's the best time. I know he has other stuff going on as well. He has I think he does his podcast every Sunday. I think he does his wrestling podcast. He said, "Talk to me." Okay, all right. You know what, Lawrence? I will definitely reach out to you, my guy, if you are interested. I know you have tons of stories. I know you do, and I would love to share your content again. Because I know you have a lot of music content that we can go over as well. That'd be a lot of fun, to be honest, man. I'll be happy to get my skid. What? Skid? It's what? I'm sorry. I'm confused now. I'm confused, Cart. But definitely DM me, guys. If you are interested, feel free to DM me. I'm just a DM away, and we'll definitely get you set up. Because, I'm always looking for other interviews in the future. Schedule? Oh, schedule. Okay, I'm sorry. That went over my head, to be honest. That went way over my head. I apologize. We do have a show set up for next Sunday, by the way. It's going to be another Ascension member. Her name is the Houston Phoenix. So it'll be the same time next week. Yo, Little Ginger, thank you for that follow. So we got the Houston Phoenix set up for next Sunday. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. We get to talk to her and talk about her content and her community. So definitely be here at the same time next week if you can. I would appreciate it. She would appreciate it, because she's got a story to tell, and hopefully we can get to know her a little bit better if y'all haven't had a chance to talk to her. So it should be a lot of fun, to be honest, guys. Yo, little ginger. But yeah, I'm gonna be ending the stream, guys. I appreciate everybody coming in and tuning in. I hope you all really enjoyed the interview. I will try to put it on YouTube as fast as possible. That way, if you missed anything or if you want to go back and watch it again, I'm gonna watch it because I want to see how well I did and critique myself. So make sure you check it out. I really, really appreciate everybody coming through and hanging out with us. It was a lot of fun. And make sure, again, if you're not following my guy, EToInteract, make sure you show him some love. Wonderful dude. Hopefully you learned something about him today. And I'm sure he would appreciate it. I'm going to go raid my guy, Nurse Stu. He's an awesome streamer as well. I actually got to interview him while I was on Mixer. Wonderful dude. He is actual RN. So, and he streams on the side whenever he can when he's not working. So check him out. Show him, let him know where y'all came from. And drop him a follow if you enjoy his content. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. And I will see y'all in the near future, my guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Ministry is Slammed Live. Thank you for the follow. Lawrence, I'll hit you up. Carp, I'll hit you up, guys. And we'll definitely be in the talks about a future interview. Much love to you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.